Let's make fun of the President of the United States of America. Why? Because it's so easy. I don't want to. I wanted Trump to win. All right? I think Trump is a significantly better president than Joseph Biden. My gosh, it's laughable to even say it. Because you know what Trump did? He loved America. He loved the American citizens. He did a lot of things in his power to help the American citizens be energy self-sufficient. All right? Help us on taxes. He wanted us to stop being price gouged by big pharma. He wanted us to not be censored by big tech. He wanted us to stop being the world police. All of these things are really important, right? But when I see Joseph Biden, what do I see? I see a sellout, a bumbling old man who his own party didn't even want to be the president. I mean, look back at the DNC. He was rated at the bottom, right? He didn't have a chance. It was Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders, Pete Buttigieg. I think I said his name right. But Joseph Biden was not even near the top. He was down there at the bottom with who else? Kamala Harris, right? Both at the bottom. Nobody wanted them to be president, let alone vice president, or the combination that they are. They're puppets. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I don't care. Gosh, it was so bad. This freaking town hall meeting. All right, so Joe Biden had a town hall meeting for CNN, of course, because CNN is the talking mouthpiece of the talking heads of the establishment, right? I mean, and you know what's really sad? I'm over here in Sweden right now. And I ask people, where do you get American news from? Where is your news source? What do people quote from? It's all CNN. The news pundit here, all the news sources that they get from American news is from CNN. They just go to CNN. So whatever CNN reports, that's what the rest of the world sees. They don't see all the smaller real news that is getting out there. They don't check Newsmax, which I think is a little more, accurate. CNN is very skewed. Someone called out Potato Face the other day. It was hilarious. I'm not going to get into that. I want to stay on this town hall meeting, which was brought to you by CNN. So Joe Biden, he made a fool of himself. He proved yet again that he is a bumbling old man and not an articulate presidential human being. Okay? He should not be president. This man has dementia. At least all the signs of dementia. It is not a stutter. Don't tell me it's a stutter. You're wrong. It's not a stutter. He gives a bad name for people who have stutters. I have friends who have stutters, all right? And I patiently wait for them to get past the one word that they have stuck on, and then they finish the rest of their sentence or the rest of their thought process. That's the key. They don't lose their thought process. Joe Biden doesn't make any sense. He's here, then he's there, then he's adding a little random cloud of something, and then he's back here again, and then he finishes it with a assertiveness that you're like, what did you actually say? Goodness sakes. This is from America Greatness. Joe Biden babbles incoherently during CNN town hall train wreck. You know what? That's an accurate depiction of it. It was a train wreck. He repeatedly struggled to collect his thoughts during a CNN town hall event Wednesday night as he attempted to address even this. You know, it's fitting that it doesn't make any sense to address a number of important issues with host Don Lemon. Over and over, Biden babbled incoherently as Lemon politely nodded his head as if in agreement with Biden's inscrutable gibberish. Biden's town hall took place in a half-filled auditorium at Mount Joseph University in Cincinnati, Ohio. Steve Harmon says the audience at the CNN/POTUS town hall is all seated in forward rows. The back of the auditorium is empty. Of course, I had to make a joke about it by saying, 81 million votes. Yeah, the dude didn't get 81 million votes. Get out of here with that. All right. And you know what? Hold on. even if you did, whatever, I'm not going to really get into the semantics of that. I think you know my opinion on it all. Most popular candidate in history, really? You can't even fill a town hall meeting for CNN? It looks like it maybe can fill like 300, 500 seats. I don't know. I don't know if I'm being accurate here, but let's zoom in on this picture, yeah? Where is it? Here it is. What is this? Maybe 500 seats. If I'm being, this is just a random, but look, it's not even half full. It's not even half full. It's like a quarter full. You'd think that they could fill the seats for the President of the United States of America, one of the most coveted positions of power on this planet. Or at least it was. Goodness sakes. When asked about when children under 12 will be eligible to be vaccinated against COVID-19, Biden delivered a mind-boggling word salad in response. I'm going to read this to you in a second. I guess here it is here. That's underway, just like the other question that's illogical, and I've heard you speak about it because you always, and I'm not being solicitous, but you're always straight up about what you're doing, Biden told Lemon, who mumbled something inaudible in response. Oh, there was something that he said. And Jack Posobiec, thank you, kindly put it up there. And I'll be honest, this is taking out all of the gibberish and mumbles and repeated words. What I'm about to read to you, number one, doesn't make any sense. And it's doing Joe Biden a favor by getting rid of a lot of random inserts that actually, if you're actually listening to him speak and reading these words, there are so many more words that Joe Biden says that make absolutely no sense. It's not like this makes any sense. I'm just going to read it for you. Ready? And the question is whether or not we should be in a position where why can't the experts say we know that this virus is in fact, it's going to be, or excuse me, we know why all the drugs approved are not temporarily approved but permanently approved. That's underway too. That was it. What did that mean? What? Are you serious? That's it? Joe Biden. That's the President of the United States. This is the state that we're in. Oh my goodness. What do you think China is looking at, or rather the CCP, right? What do you think Winnie the Pooh's sitting there thinking like, oh man. He's probably sitting there with the freaking puppet strings. It is so embarrassing to think that this is our president. Honestly, I can't understand a word he's saying. And Don Lemon, seriously? You're going to sit there and just nod your head like this is great. This is normal. What are you doing, man? You are a talking head. That's it. Don Lemon is a talking head. I mean, he's even getting heat. He's getting roasted. Don Lemon roasted for performances during CNN town hall. Uncomfortable to watch. Yeah, it is. If CNN had any shame or respect for the citizens of a self-governing republic, the network would never air one of these idiotic events again, Jack Butler wrote. I mean, they're right. It was embarrassing, cringy, okay? We can see it. I saw it and I was like, what is this? Why? This is only making us look weak. This is the man who's supposed to be leading our country. I mean, sure, checks and balances, we got our three branches, right? Now, that doesn't make me feel any better because of Nancy Pelosi. She freaks me out. Nancy Pelosi freaks me out, all right? I know this is another segment. I don't want to get into Nancy Pelosi right now, but I could. Oof, I don't trust that woman. I want to talk about, I mean, look at this. I just threw up I was like, I gotta see this. Does Joe Biden have a stutter or dementia? 98% of, at the moment, 2,887 votes say dementia. Almost 3,000 votes. 98% say dementia. 1.5% said stutter. Who's saying stutter? Who are you to say stutter? Do you know anything about Joe Biden? Have you listened to him at all throughout his history? 50 years of being in government. Have you never listened to any of his speeches? Nothing? Have you listened to any of his impassioned floor takeovers? Look at the crime bill in 1994. I mean, look at his many speeches that turns out he plagiarized, but it doesn't matter. He spoke them coherently, with passion. You could see it. He was speaking like, I got this. This is what I believe in. I'm going to tell you all this stuff that I coherently tell you about all this stuff. I had to tweet again. I had to make fun of these people because it's ridiculous. I said, what did I say? Hold on. I'm going to find my tweet real quick. People claiming Joe Biden has always had a stutter do not know who he was or even listen to him speak before 2020. Seriously, when I found out that Joe Biden was going to be a candidate for president, not when the DNC chose him to be the presidential front runner, when I found out that he was just like in the running, I was like, really? Like listening to him speak, watching Kamala Harris call him out for being racist, listening to him, oh man, how do we even, all the plagiarisms that he's done throughout his life, all of the racist bills that he put forward, the crime bill where he made it so that this is the biggest thing that pisses me off about him. In the 1994 crime bill, he made it so that if you get thrown in prison before Joe Biden, you can finish your high school degree. You can get a college degree. You can further your mind so that when you get out of jail, you are able to enter society as someone enlightened, someone who has progressed from the state that they were at. He made it so that you can't do that anymore. So, what, you want people to stay in the system? Yeah. He said, I don't care about their upbringing. They're animals. And then he goes on to say, I don't want my kids growing up in a racial jungle. This dude is the most racist politician I've ever seen in all of my research. Granted, I'm talking about American politics. Yeah, even over the slave owners in the past, I'm dead serious, right? I'm certain if he had his way, he would bring it all back. They're bringing back segregation. That was the Democrats who wanted that. Jim Crow laws, the Civil War that Nancy Pelosi thinks that she needs to talk about. That's the Civil War. The Democrats were the ones fighting to maintain slavery. Ooh, I want to call her some names. Joe Biden. He didn't have a stuttering problem until recently. And you know what? People who stutter, yeah, they can speak coherently though. I can still have conversations with them. In fact, I have. I have friends, as I mentioned earlier, that actually can speak coherent sentences, paragraphs, stories. They might stutter on a word or two. Every so often, they'll get tripped up on a word, and once they finally make it, the rest of the story will spill out of them because they have it there. It's coherent. Joe Biden is not a stutter. I mean, there are people out there that are like, yeah, it's definitely dementia. I've been around people with dementia. This is dementia. The dude is old and losing it. No, nay, he's lost it. He has lost it. There's some responses here. This is from Clifton Duncan. Great guy. Would love to have him on the show. He says, I can't believe people are actually trying to say this BS. As if we don't have decades of old footage of the man. That footage doesn't exist to these people. They don't care. They don't want their worldview proven wrong. That's the key there. They want to stay in their perfect little peachy bubble that Orange Man Bad is gone. Mean tweets no longer exist because now they're getting people who tweet mean to basically get deleted from the system. Donald Trump's tweet typos garnered more attention and left-wing outrage than the painfully obvious cognitive implosion of Joe Biden. Is that true or is that not true? You know it's true. It absolutely is true. Man, here's another one. Imagine the headlines if Trump stammered on live TV for 25 seconds straight trying to answer a question. I mean, for a year, I sat there watching the media portray Trump as this evil dictator, right? When I knew myself, because I listened to the man and I saw his actual policies, I was like, he's actually doing good for the American public. Why are they doing this? What is it? And now to have this, them defending the stuttering old man who has dementia. I say stuttering because he is, but not because he has a stutter. It's because he has dementia. Right? Dude's lost it. His brain is gone. He's not fit to be president, period. And Kamala Harris, she's no better. She's got all her staff worried she's going to actually be the president because they see Biden as an issue. Like, man, he's obviously gone. And Kamala, she's a straight up, I don't like swearing on my show. In fact, I don't. But, man, I would like to right now. Her and Nancy Pelosi earned a big, huge B plaque in my book. My goodness, I can't stand those two women. But this town hall, it is just ridiculous. It's so hard to understand a word coming out of his mouth. During another profoundly awkward moment, Biden asked Lemon if he'd been vaccinated, before pivoting weirdly to talking about children who believe in a man on the moon or aliens. He even started talking about if he sucked blood or something. Why do you talk about that? Why are you referencing trolls on the internet that say that you suck blood? Is it because maybe you do? Because you have a history, Joe Biden, of saying the quiet part out loud? This is just a hypothetical question, YouTube. Okay, just a hypothetical. I'm not claiming anything. But the dude brought it up. Why? Why would you bring that up? What is up with this guy bringing up weird, creepy things? Like the time that he talked about kids sitting on his lap and how he loved it. And how he loved when they rubbed his legs and called them roaches. What? This is the president, and these people are defending this man. Why? What happened? Why are you vilifying Donald Trump, who was a good president, and just glorifying, deifying Joe Biden, who has clearly lost it, clearly making moves for everyone but Americans? He canceled Trump's plan to make Big Pharma not price gouge American citizens. He ended the XL pipeline, and then approved a different pipeline for Canada, for Canadian workers to work instead of American citizens, approved a Putin pipeline, and just claimed, well, it was almost done anyway. Yeah, now he's getting sued by the XL pipeline company for billions of dollars. And guess who's going to end up flipping that bill? We are, the taxpayers. Oh, this guy pisses me off. I'm just so fed up with President Biden. And, you know, people have been like, I'm unfollowing you because you talk about Joseph Biden so much. I don't want to hear about him anymore. You know what? You go ahead and stick your head in the sand. That's not who I am. I want to be aware of what's happening. You know, and you should be ashamed of yourself if you're one of those people. I don't want to hear about it anymore. You know, you talk about Trump, but then, you know, now we got to hear about Joe Biden. Yeah, he's the president right now. And I'm going to criticize him and the terrible job that he's doing and the terrible job that his administration is doing. Or should I say regime? Because that's what it feels like. Man, Lily Williams was on my show the other day talking about the similarities between the fascist CCP and what's going on in America right now. Well, Joseph Biden is fully behind all of those red flags that she was talking about. If you missed that show, please go back and check it out. It was amazing. And shout out to Lily Williams. She's amazing. Look, I'm sick of talking about Joe Biden. You think I want to talk about him? No, I don't want to talk about him. But I'm going to. People got to know about the terrible job that he's doing and all the things that mainstream media isn't reporting on. I'm going to continue doing exactly that.